Good day everyone, I am MENIL and this is my presentation for the subject of Media and Information Literacy. And for our topic for today, it is all about visual information and media. Now, before going deeper to the lesson, let us all know the very essence of visual and information media. The first thing to know, first is visual information is one type of way to spread information. It is an artistic or creative representation or interpretation of an idea, concept, and of course, emotion with the use of different media. Second, the objectives of this media is to give colors to every source of information shared to everyone. Now let's proceed on the types of visual media. What are these types? And what is it? With the use of visual media, this also widen and have different types of way to make it an example of media such as photography, video, or just a simple screenshots, infographics, data visualization such as charts and graphs, comic strips and cartoons which is loved by children's, games which is used nowadays in our social media, visual notes taking, and etc. Now, why is visual media important? And this is the answer to that. Just like any type of media, this type of media are wide concept of groups of ideas used in classrooms to encourage students' learning process and make it easier and interesting. Visual medias are the best tool for making teaching effective and the best dissemination of knowledge. In simple explanation, like other media out there that we can use in our communication, in our education, visual media is one of them. And the difference between the other medias and the visual media is that with visual media, we can use the sense of sight of ours, which makes the things that we're learning more interesting. Now, let's proceed to the main purpose of visual information. The simple answer to that on what is the main purpose of visual information is that the primary purpose of this kind of information is to gain attention, create meaning just like other information and media, and facilitate retention. Now, proceeding to the visual design elements. Just like an art, visual media have different elements. First to that is the line. Just like the art, we also have line in visual design elements of media. Now, what is line? Line is the foundation of all drawings. It is the first and most versatile of all the visual elements. Line in an artwork can be used in many different ways. It can be used to suggest shape, pattern, form, structure, growth, depth, distance, and many more. In simple explanation, let us all relate it to the biology subject, where it teaches us that cell is the building blocks of all the living organisms. Without it, we can't live, we can't function. And just like the lines, we can create an art or a visual images without the line, because it is the main foundation of all the things we can see, especially in art. Now, let's proceed to shape. Now we have the line, so we can create a shape. Now what is shape? Shape usually is a geometric area that stands out from the space next to or around it, or because of difference in value, color, or texture. Simple explanation, when we created a line and we connected it, now we can create a shape. Next is the value. Value is the degree of light and dark in a design. It is the contrast between black and white and all the tones in between. Value can be used with color, as well as black and white. In simple explanation, value is the shadow and the light of a visual media. Next is texture. Texture. Texture is the way a surface feels or is perceived to feel. Texture is the illusion of the surfaces, peaks and valleys, resulting in a feeling of smoothness or roughness in an object. For example, we touch a soap. Now, when it is new, it's kinda rough, but when we use it because it get it gets wet because we use it, now it became smooth. Next is color. A simple explanation, we all know what is color is. With colors, it can create life to our visual images or drawings and arts. Now, color may be used for emphasis or to elicit emotions from the viewers. Color may be warm, cool, or neutral. Visual media users uses colors to also give their intended emotions to their viewers. Thank you for listening. I hope you understand the topic well. But but lastly, before going to end this presentation, there is a reminder, and this is that there is a need to understand visual media information because basically we are all visual learners. Therefore, in order for us to learn better, visual media should be used effectively. Visual Visuals are very important since it is known as one of the most used in our senses, just like what I mentioned earlier. Most studies shows that visual media is the most effective since it is available and can be easily perceived. Just like we prefer watching films instead of reading because we can understand the movie because it can be narrated and it can be performed, we can see it easily and we can understand it more. Goodbye and thank you.